So in 1984, when I was living in Bangalore and I was 10 years old, it was the summer of class 5, I had joined swimming classes along with 4 of my friends, and the girls' timings at the municipality pool was this unearthly 3 o'clock to 4 o'clock. But anyways, I was terribly excited that I was going to experience what it is like to be in water. I'd never swum till then. So I went with 3 of my friends, their mothers came along, and all 4 of us took our tokens day 1, went into the pools. Day 1 was just about splashing and having fun. A few days later, I realized that there is a lady coach there who's supposed to be teaching us to swim. And she was teaching Radhika and Nitya and Mohita to swim, and somehow she wasn't teaching me. So I started trying to get her attention. Ma'am, like this, ma'am, this, and she kept ignoring me. So initially, I just put it aside as maybe I'm not enthusiastic enough, maybe she just didn't notice. And after a few days, I specifically noticed that she would not teach me. And it slowly dawned on me that the other 3 people had their mothers coming and sitting around when they were swimming. So once I realized this, I went back home and told my parents, Amma has to come and sit in the pool because only then the lady coach is teaching swimming. My mother and father both were very clear that nobody is going to come to the swimming pool. So of course I felt like the most unloved 10-year-old in the world. And this continued for a couple of days until my father came back home from office with a gift. So a little backstory, the gifts that I got the most from my father were books. We spent a lot of time reading books, going to libraries, borrowing books, talking about books. Books were an integral part of my world and my interaction with my father. So Appa came back home with this book, which was called You Can Learn to Swim. Yeah, and it was written by a Russian author, translated into English. And page 1 had a picture of this woman with her 3-month-old baby and a 3.5-year-old baby, both swimming in the water. The rest of the book had very clear chapters starting from how do you get into the pool, how do you manage to just stay afloat, how do you manage to slowly push yourself and continue to stay afloat, how do you slowly start moving your hands and legs, extremely clear, specific instructions. I would read the book at home, go and try out in the pool. Yeah, I didn't take the book to the pool and, half drowning, check the book and get wet. I would read it at home, recollect the instructions of just about 1 page and go and try it out in the pool. Sometimes it took me longer than what the book said, but just stayed with it. It went on for about a week or 2 or 3 weeks, maybe about a month, until one day when the lady coach was busy whistling away strongly and with her long stick pointing out in my direction, which I didn't realize, but the rest of them said, Deepa, she's calling you. Yes, ma'am, she said. How many times have I told? Swimmers move out of the learner's limit, leave the area for the new people, go to the deep end. And then I discovered that I'd become a swimmer. Yeah, I think this is one of my favorite stories. I've also shared it with my children. I've showed them the book, and I had the luxury of teaching them to swim myself, but I still hold on to that book that my father gave me. A beautiful lesson, I think, in the opportunities that life holds, if only we care to look. Sometimes we just get caught up in complaining about the external when we are sometimes so unaware of the potential, the resources, the infinite creative possibilities that lie for us to find the solutions to the problems around.
Come, listen, everybody, just for you I have a story. Come,